Okay, happy Wednesday, everybody. We're live from Old Town Quilt Shop in Orchid, California. It's Wednesday. I'm Michelle. I own the shop, but I don't really run it. Stacy runs it. So if you've been here, you know that. Anyway, we're in a little different spot today because, frankly, we don't have a whole lot of fabric to show you. Nothing came in, not much came in this week. So we thought we'd go over a few other things. So we'll kind of wait for a few people to get on. Okay, so we thought we'd start here because we never did show this quilt. This is the quilt from Mimosa. We have a class coming up on October the 23rd from 10 to 4, and the cost is $30. It just requires the pattern and whatever fabric you choose. So there's a number of different sizes that this can be done in, which we weren't prepared with, but I'll hold it. So you can do the baby, the throw, twin, queen, or king. The one on display is the baby size. So we just did Christmas fabric, so we just took four different fabrics. But you can see from the picture on the pattern that you could do it with a multitude of colors and really kind of jazz it up. So anyway, it's an easy pattern, so this is great for beginners. And I used the folded corner clipper to do the snowballing of the corners here. It makes it much easier, but you don't have to have that. That just makes it easier. It's just one more way to use one of our favorite tools. But anyway, that's the Mimosa class. So then Stacy had a little time on her hands today, so she rearranged a few things in the shop, so we're going to show you a couple things. So over here we got this Scrap Crazy playbook that uses the Scrap Crazy ruler. Now, to be perfectly honest, we haven't done any of these yet, but you know, it's our intention to do some. It allows you to do some fun, you know, blocks with your scraps. So I know a lot of you have scraps and are struggling with what to do with all those little pieces. Well, look, this little diagram gives you what these rulers do. So there's 3 rulers in this packet, and it makes an 8-inch block, and each ruler, or each one of these corresponds to one of these rulers. So there's an AB ruler and then C and D. So A and B come out of the one ruler, and the C and the D blocks. So anyway, there's you know, a whole book of patterns that use this. So there's 7 projects in here.
Cindy says she's ready for the Bear Paw Scrap Crazy class. Tell her she has to teach it.
Well, and then there is the Bear Paw. So this is a cut loose press pattern. So the Bear Paw quilt, very cute. So you can see that you know, you've got those 8-inch blocks there done with those rulers, and I'm guessing that these are no, I guess that's uses the 4-in-1. But I'm sure that you can do it with, you know, they're just half square triangles. So you could even do it with the folded corner clipper, because that does those as well. Anyway, this is, you know, just a little display that we put up because we've had these items, but we just haven't done anything with them yet because, you know, we can't do everything all at once. And then another item that we had gotten way back when we actually went to Quilt Market was this Mariner's Compass that uses this angle ruler. And Stacy did some of these, you know, as a sample, and was going to teach a class, and then we had to close down for COVID. So, you know, we're kind of trying to look back at some of the things that we haven't done yet and reprise those and maybe get some classes going. So this is kind of a, you know, look forward to what may be upcoming. And if you're watching, you know, let us know if you would like to do this or not, because, you know, we like to give classes that people will actually come to and are actually excited about doing the projects. So anyway, that's kind of a little sneak peek of things that are hopefully upcoming. But they are available whether we do a class or not. All right, now we're trying to navigate around the shop here without, Stacy's going backwards, so without her tripping. Okay, so let's go ahead and show the few fabrics that we did get. And really we mostly got, well really what we got were basics. And we did get more basics than this, but they were all reorders. So this one is called, it's from Blank Quilting, and it's Morning Mist 4.
Oh, 4, never
I don't know if you, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but they're little bees. It's so cute. So it's a white on white with little bees on it. So it was too cute to resist, even though Stacy keeps telling me we can't get any more white on white. And then we got this Spirals Metallic. So this is gold metallic. So this is in the holiday fabric, and it's also from Blank Quilting. So it's just a nice metallic. It's not gaudy. It just makes a nice background or works well with any of the Christmas metallic. It would also work well with Laurel Birch fabrics that have, metallics in them. And then another color of Jot Dot. So this one, I've forgotten what it was called, but
medium yellow.
Medium yellow. Okay, so we have many of the Jot Dot colors, so this was just a new color for us. So it just goes with the Jot Dot collection that we have. And then the other new item that came in was this jelly roll. It's a Moda batik called Sunny Day Batik. Very colorful. It was supposed to come in April, but here it is, showing up in September.
Did we get coordinates?
And we did order coordinates to go with it. So we have at least 3 bolts coming in, and we did get the invoice for those. So they may actually be arriving not too soon, not too long after the jelly rolls themselves. But anyway, very, very pretty, very colorful batik. You can see here. I love looking at the swirly colors, and pretty batiks. The batiks are actually taking longer even than the regular fabric because of how they're made. Mostly they're all made by hand, and most of them in Indonesia, and they've been hit pretty severely with COVID and don't have the access to the vaccines. So a lot of the people who do that work are just not available, either sick or I don't know. But anyway, the batiks for all the companies have been delayed even longer than the rest of the regular cottons. So hopefully we will all get past this. Okay, so that was it for the new fabric. So what we thought we would show you, Stacy did a project actually using some batiks. It's a pillow it was a free pattern from Art Gallery Fabrics. Yes, we seem to love those free patterns from Art Gallery. The Art Gallery honestly has the best lookbooks. Anyway, cute. It is flying geese. I don't know if you say a flying goose or they are flying geese. Anyway, they're just made a little differently because of the extra outline. So it's kind of fun. It's a fun little pillow. And really, you could just make a whole bunch of them and make a quilt or make blocks of them and set them with other things. So we do have it, the Fat Ace that Stacy used. So we do have that available for one kit. And we also have that background, which is one of our favorites. And this is the pillow. So that's the free pattern. So it's actually a free download. If we print it out for you, we do charge for the printing. So that's that. So that really is what we had. So when I found out, I was at home and Stacy says, you got to do a song and dance because we didn't get anything else in. I thought, well, I'll share with you what I did for the Jelly Roll Day. So this past Saturday was, sew a jelly roll. So I had a jelly roll from home actually that I sewed, and I was using the Simplify pattern. Now we all kind of laughed at me because, whoops, because I have a little problem with direction dyslexia as far as turning the blocks. And so although it's called Simplify, for me, it's not a difficult pattern. However, it's just getting everything to go the right way for me was a little challenging. So we'll just call it challenging, not. But anyway, I did make a number of blocks, and so I thought I'd bring a couple of them just to show you. So they are cute when they're done in real fabric, not just the picture. So it does, it does make a cute quilt, and at some point it will grow up and be a quilt. I'm still working on it, but I had to stop to do a couple of other things. Okay, so that's what we worked on over the weekend. And then one other thing, this is the most important, the quilt show is next weekend. So that is the quilt show that is going to be here in our clubhouse, so in our classroom. And it is the two guilds here in Santa Maria, the Day Guild and the Night Guild. So it's their members who have submitted quilts to be shown here. There's no judging, there's no admission. It's perfectly free for everybody, so tell all your friends and family, come see the quilts that people have been working on. So it's going to be on a Saturday and Sunday, the 2nd and the 3rd, from 10 to 4. And we are having a preview night because October 1st, Friday evening, is First Friday in Old Orchid, where the shops stay open, and it's kind of a family thing and people wander around. So we thought we would do a preview Friday evening, 5 to 7. So you can come either Friday 5 to 7 or Saturday and Sunday 10 to 4. And the shop will be open on Saturday and Sunday for those days. So come and see the quilts. People have worked very hard on all these quilts, and you're going to see a variety of quilts. So, here at the shop we have things that, we're trying to sell the pattern, or we're trying to sell the fabric. So we're pretty much following the patterns and sort of. And so that's what you see here in the shop. But in the show, you're going to see, people are very artistic. There's going to be art quilts. There's going to be traditional quilts. So it's not just the things that look like what hangs here in the shop. You're going to see a whole lot of different things. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So I hope to see each and every one of you here with your families, and drag your neighbors, everybody. It's free. How many things do you get to go to for free? Just remember, because it is indoors, you will need to wear a mask. Okay, so one other thing, this is actually, it's two things. It's kind of a sneak preview of something that will be in the quilt show, but also a little technique that I discovered. This is on Sew Very Easy, her YouTube. So Sew, S-E-W, Very Easy, and it's called, I think it's called Quilt Hangers with 3 Stitches or something like that. Anyway, we all know how I love to hand sew. So anytime I can figure out, or have somebody figure out how to do something without having to hand sew it, I'm all over it. So the quilt hangers. Now, normally you have to do a whole quilt hanger across the back of the quilt. The whole sleeve. And half the time I don't remember to do it before I sew the binding on, so that means I've got to hand sew all this all the way across, both the top and the bottom of that sleeve, and of course the sides as well. I hate that. So I came across this video, Sew Very Easy. So you can go to hers and you'll get a better demo. But what she does is she takes these, She uses a 12-inch block, but it doesn't matter what size. However, this is what I had left over from my backing, so that's what I used. So these were 8-inch blocks. So you just take them and you fold them corner to corner. You just fold them into a rectangle.
Triangle.
Or a triangle, yes. Oh, brother.
I hope you're not teaching her.
I know. See, I can't even figure out shapes. Okay, so then you have this raw edge, and that's going to get sewn under, like these, under your binding. Okay? No. No, that's the top stitched.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay, so I sew my binding on by machine. So these were on this is the back. So this was on the back, and I put these on there. And because this one was big, I put 5 of them. The reason she says 3 hand stitches is because all you have to hand stitch is this little, and I haven't done it yet, this little corner, the little point here. And on her, she has a smaller quilt, so there's only 3 of these triangles. But she also explains how you can, if one side is open and the other side is closed. So if you put the closed sides on the end, you can put a rod through here you can put the rod through here, so that it doesn't stick out. But if you want it to stick out, then after you've sewn this, the rod can go all the way through. So it depends on how you hang your quilts. And then you can do this on the bottom as well. If your quilt is not hanging straight, then you can put this on the bottom. So much easier than having to put another sleeve on the bottom. And that way you can put a rod there, and that will help the quilt hang straight. So the basic premise is that you start with a square, and like I said, she did 12-inch squares. I did 8-inch because that was all I had. That was as wide a leftover as I had from the backing. But you just fold them into a triangle, and you put them under the binding there, just like you would any other hanging sleeve, except they're in pieces. And then all you have to come back and hand sew is the tip. And that just makes me happy. And let's see, one other thing without showing the whole quilt. Here's how I did my label. There is no hand sewing on this. It was all sewn into the binding. So yes, this is going to be in the quilt show. And so you can come in and laugh at the way I do my binding and my hanging sleeve and my label with as little hand sewing as humanly possible. But anyway, okay, so that's today's show. Were there any questions or
Comments? Great
comments?
Tip. They wanted to figure out how to do the triangle sleeve. Now she's got the
Yeah.
She's done the triangle corners before, and so now she knows how to do the whole thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because there is a way to do them. If it's just a small wall hanging, that you can just put them on the corner.
Similar to how you did the label.
Yeah, similar to how I did the label, but, obviously bigger,
Right.
And then you can put the sleeves in those 2 corners. And so that eliminates the hand sewing as well, unless you're hand sewing your binding on. But, I'm not doing that. Even though this will be in the show, it will be, it will have a machine sewn binding.
Because it's not judged.
Right. There's no judging in our shows.
Literally and
You can, right. You can come and put an F on it if you want, but that's okay. Anyway, all right. Any other questions? Okay. Sorry we had no real new fabric and you had to just listen to me, but we'll see you next week. Thanks. Bye.